Dear students, welcome to the science class of standard 7. In the last class we started with the heat topic, 8 chapter, that is nothing but the 4 chapter even in your syllabus. The heat chapter in the last class we up to clinical thermometer we have covered. What is the purpose of using a clinical thermometer? What is the work of clinical thermometer? How we should use clinical thermometer? What precautions should be taken while using the clinical thermometer, which are discussed in the last class. Now today's class we are going to further one step. That is nothing but we are going to use the laboratory thermometer. We are going to discuss about the laboratory thermometer in this class. Now before that going to that laboratory thermometer, in clinical thermometer we have to take another precaution. That not a precaution, just a general note. That the clinical thermometer, do not use clinical thermometer for measuring the temperature of any objects other than the human body. We shouldn't use the clinical thermometer, which we discussed about that in the last class. We shouldn't use that clinical thermometer for the measuring the temperature of any objects other than human body. Or and also avoid the keeping the thermometer in the presence of sunlight or in presence of flame. Why? You may ask why. Now, the clinical thermometer, we know the range of clinical thermometer. It is specifically made for the measuring the temperature of human bodies, right? And it ranges from 35 degrees Celsius to the 42 degrees Celsius. If the temperature exceeds beyond 42 degrees Celsius, there is a chances of that clinical thermometer getting break or chances of getting damaged, right? If it gets damaged, there will be no use of that clinical thermometer. For that reason we can only use that clinical thermometer for only purpose that to measure the body temperature. It doesn't going to exceed more than 42 degrees Celsius. If we keep that clinical thermometer outside in presence of sun, it may be in the presence of sun, there will be lot of heat energy and there will be lot of light rays which are going to come to that clinical thermometer. Light rays are nothing but the sources of energy. If the energy goes on increasing, the energy is nothing but heat. If heat is goes on increasing, at some point it is going to exceed more than 42 degrees Celsius. Now here it is winter season, there will be not more than 42 degrees Celsius, there will be no temperature, but in the summer season the temperature may increase beyond 42 degrees Celsius. At that time, the clinical thermometer has the chances of getting break or it has the chance of getting damaged. For that reason, we should keep it in presence of, we shouldn't keep that in presence of sunlight or we shouldn't take that clinical thermometer when the flame is present, closer to the flame. It is major important is to measure the body temperatures of human being only, not the other animal being. Sometimes you can use that thing, but not for the all the animals. If you use for that animals, then how are you going to use those things? It's not possible for that. We should take these precautions. Now, we already discussed that clinical thermometers shouldn't use for the measuring the temperature of the what object. If clinical thermometers is not used for the measuring the objects, measuring the temperatures of the objects, how we are going to measure the temperature of object? There should be an alternative, right? There should be an alternative to measure the what temperature of the object. We cannot use the clinical thermometer, right? In the objects, the temperature may be 0 degrees Celsius. It may be less than 0 degrees Celsius, or it may be more than 0 degrees Celsius. It may be 10 degrees Celsius. It may be 20 degrees Celsius. Sometimes it will be more than 50, 60, 70, 80 degrees Celsius up to that point. Now, how to measure those things? Take an example of boiling water, hot water. Is it possible to measure the temperature of that hot water by using clinical thermometer? It is not possible. If it is possible to use the sense of touch to measure the temperature of that water, boiling water, not possible. Why? Temperature is very high. Now, how can we measure those temperatures? For that purpose, there is another alternative, thermometer. For that purpose, only scientists made another thermometer. That thermometer is nothing but thermometer. Clinical, clinic, human body. Laboratory, objects, materials. For that measurement, laboratory thermometer is made. Now, main purpose of laboratory thermometer to measure the what? To measure the temperature of the objects. To check the temperature of the objects, we use the laboratory thermometer. To check the temperature of the objects, we are going to use the laboratory thermometer for to check these things. To check the temperature of the fluids, that is nothing but liquid which is present in the laboratories, the chemicals, the solutions. Right, while chemical reaction is going to happen, there will be change in the temperature. To check those temperature, we are going to use the clinical thermometers. To check the temperature of water, to check the temperature of ice, we are going to use the clinical thermometers. Right. By this we can measure low temperature as well as high temperature. In case of clinical thermometer, we can't use for low temperature as well as very high temperature. But in case of laboratory thermometer, we can use this for the purpose of to check the low temperatures as well as moderate to high temperatures. Right. The range of the thermometer is from minus 10 degrees Celsius to the minus 10 degrees Celsius to the 110 degrees Celsius. Right. The range of this thermometer is from minus 10 degrees Celsius to the 110 degrees Celsius. By this, we can say that it can measure up to 120 degrees Celsius of the temperature. Minus 10, there will be 10, 110. 110 plus 10 equals how much? It will be 120 degrees Celsius. By this, we can measure up to 120 degrees Celsius of the temperature. Right. In the last class, we discussed about the clinical thermometer. If you know what is the range of clinical thermometer, it ranges from 35 degrees Celsius to the how much? 42 degrees Celsius. Now we are going to see the structure of the laboratory thermometer. All the parts will be same. All the parts will be the same. It has the mercury bulb. It contains mercury. Same. Everything will be same. But one thing will change. Is going to be the scale of that thermometer and length of that thermometer. Laboratory thermometer look like this. Same. It has narrow, long, and uniform glass tube. Right. Long, uniform glass tube. Inside it there will be a bulb which contains what? Which contains mercury. Right. There will be a scale to measure the thread like pipe here will be present inside it. Right. Here will be mercury. Right. Here also we are going to use the mercury. This is made up of the glass tube. Same as the clinical thermometer. Here is the bulb. Inside which what we kept? We have a mercury. Why mercury? Mercury is silver in color and it is liquid. Now here we have scale. It starts from the minus 10, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 up to 110. This laboratory thermometer has the range of from minus 10 degrees Celsius to the 110 degrees Celsius. This whole thing is made up of the glass tube. Inside it there will be scale to measure the temperature. Here will be bulb. Inside the bulb there will be mercury. Right, mercury to check the level of the temperature. Right. In the last class, in the clinical thermometer, we came to know that between 2 points, 2 marks of the temperature difference, there will be 0.2 degrees Celsius. One division equals how much? 0.2 degrees Celsius in case of clinical thermometer. In case of laboratory thermometer, here between 2 marks, yes, this will be 0 degrees Celsius and this will be 10 degrees Celsius. There will be 10 divisions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There will be 10 divisions. In case of laboratory thermometer, that means 1 division equal to how much? Right, 1 degree Celsius equal to divided into 10 division. Therefore, 1 division equal to how much? It will be 1 divided by 10 equal to 0.1 degree Celsius. In case of laboratory thermometer, 1 division equal to 0.1 degree Celsius. Right. In the same manner, how many divisions does this laboratory thermometer have? Total number is from 10 to 120 degrees Celsius. That means it has the number of divisions equal to 120. 10 degrees Celsius equal to 10 divisions. Therefore, 1 division equal to 10 divided by 10 equal to 1 degree Celsius. That means how many divisions does the laboratory thermometer has? 1 division equal to 1 degree Celsius. That means from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. That means total temperature will be 120 degrees Celsius. That equal to how many divisions? There will be 120 divisions in present, which are present in the laboratory thermometer. Clear? This is all about the laboratory thermometers. Where we can use laboratory thermometers in lab. Now, precaution to use the laboratory thermometers. What will be the precaution to use the laboratory thermometer? Which will be same as the precaution taken in case of clinical thermometers. What we have to do? We have to clean the laboratory thermometer with an antiseptic solution, or we can use hot water here, because it ranges from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. That means it can resist the high temperature. So first we have to wash it. Then we have to no need for jerk. Because automatically it is going to set at the minus 10 degrees Celsius. It is going to set at the room temperature. For that reason, you have to jerk it. So next what we have to do? We should not hold the bulb of the laboratory thermometer. All the precautions which are present in the clinical thermometer should be taken here also. Now next case. Another additional two precautions should be taken in this case. In case of clinical thermometer. In case of laboratory thermometer. Now take an example. I am going to check the temperature. I am doing an experiment using the water as a thermometer. In this water, what I am going to do? I am going to roast to here. I am going to heat to this water. What will happen if I go on heating this water? The temperature goes on increasing. I have to check the temperature of this water. What will I do? I am going to put a thermometer here. Like this. I have to put a thermometer here. If I am going to put the thermometer in this boiling water, what should be the precaution should I take care? Here, the thermometer shouldn't be tilted. If it is a thermometer, if I want to read the readings in this thermometer, the thermometer should be in straight only. It should be like this only. It shouldn't be like tilted one. Right? Clinical thermometer should be upright and not be tilted. It shouldn't be tilted. It should be upright. It should be erected. It should be straight. If it is tilted, when I see the temperature, there will be 2 points I am going to see there. If I am going to see 2 points there, then that means I am not going to accurately predict the temperature of that water. That means the temperature, the thermometer, the laboratory thermometer should be upright and not be tilted. It should be upright and not be tilted. The precaution which we taken in the clinical thermometer should be taken here also, plus additional precaution should be taken in this laboratory thermometer. Right. The next second precaution, what we have to do? What the precaution we should are going to take here? The bulb which is present in the clinical thermometer, this bulb shouldn't touch the surface. It shouldn't touch the surface, below surface. This bulb should be in the water only, but it shouldn't touch the surface. That means bulb shouldn't touch the surface. Shouldn't touch the surface. Shouldn't touch the surface of the container. Shouldn't touch the surface of the container. Right. This is the second precaution. Additional precaution. First should be the thermometer should be upright and not tilted. It should be like this, not tilted. Right. Bulb shouldn't touch the surface of the container. It shouldn't touch the surface of the container. If it is the surface of the container, if it is the what laboratory thermometer, it shouldn't touch this one. This surface. Now third condition, another precaution. This bulb should surround by the this bulb should surrounded totally. This bulb should be surrounded by all the four sides totally. If I am going to use the clinical thermometer, this bulb I am putting in this water, the water should surround this bulb. That point only we are going to measure the accurate reading of that water, temperature of that water. If it is not surrounded accurately, then it is not possible to check the accurate readings. If we take an object, we have to put the object in all the four sides. It should be there in all the four sides. It shouldn't touch, but it should be there in all the four sides of the bulb of the laboratory thermometer. These are the precautions we should take. Now, what we have to do? We have to make an activity now. After this precaution, when we came to know how to use the laboratory thermometer, what should be the precaution we should take to use the laboratory thermometer? After understanding all those things, after understanding, clearing all those things, now what we have to do? We have to do an activity. We have to do an activity. What we have to do? When we have to do an activity to check the different temperatures of a water. For that reason, we are going to take a container of water, jar or container. In that we are going to put water. Below that we are going to use a Bunsen burner. Bunsen burner is nothing but which is going to give the heat energy. Right? We start heating the water. First what we have to do, we have to check the reading one by one. Right? It is not possible here now, but I am just telling you how to do it. Right? We have to accurate. We have to observe the temperature one by one. The first thing will be the temperature of the cold water which you have taken. You have to take that note. Let it be as 10 degrees Celsius. Right? We are going to put this thermometer accurately like this. Next, we have to another student is going to come. Let be A, name student A. He is going to check after 1 minute. The temperature will be 20 degrees Celsius. After another 10 minutes, another student B is going to check 30 degrees Celsius. Continuously, we are going to check the temperature like this. Continuously, we are going to check the temperature like this. Up to what point? Up to point that there will be no change in the temperature. Let the temperature be. E is going to check the temperature will be like 100 degrees Celsius. After that, the temperature of water is not going to increase. That means in the reading section of the thermometer, there will be no increase. Right? Up to that point, we are continuously doing activity. Up to that point, there will be no change in the reading. What will we do? We remove the thermometer from that container. When we remove the thermometer, when we see the temperature reading in the thermometer scale, it will start to fall down. Mercury level starts to fall down. When you put again in the water, it starts to go up again. When you remove it, it starts to fall down. Right? In the same manner, to check temperature of any objects, when we keep that thermometer with contact with the object, only it is going to show the reading. When we remove it from that container or from that object, when we see the reading, there will be falling of the temperature. It is going to come to the initial point. Is it possible to check the accurate temperature of that object or that liquid which is present in the container? It is not possible. By that means we can say that laboratory thermometers reading should be taken or should be seen when that laboratory thermometer is present in the liquid or it is present in the contact with the objects only. By removing those thermometers, we can't see the readings accurately. Right? By this we can say that laboratory thermometer should be present in the container when we check the readings. When we remove it, we can't check the readings. There will be fall of the mercury level. Right? But in case of clinical thermometer, when you take the clinical thermometer, we are going to put that clinical thermometer inside our mouth. When you remove it, when we check it, the reading is accurately same as the reading which is present inside our mouth. Right? Reading is accurately same as the reading which is taken inside in our mouth. But in case of laboratory thermometer, when laboratory thermometer is present in the liquid, it is showing the reading different. When you remove it, it is another reading. It is showing another reading. The reading is falling down. Then, what is the major difference? We have the same similar structure. We have same similar bulb. We have the same similar mercury to check the level of the temperature. Then what is happening there? What is the major difference? When we closely look, this is the important point. When we closely look, both the clinical thermometer as well as the laboratory thermometer, it doesn't have now. If I have a chance to, if you have those thermometers in our labs, I will show you. Right, when you take both the thermometers, in clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer, when we check those thermometers accurately, precisely, there is another structure which is present in the clinical thermometer, which doesn't present in the laboratory thermometer. That structure is nothing but the king. That structure is nothing but the king. It will like this structure, like this. It is like a curved surface. Right? King near the bulb. Near the bulb of clinical thermometer, not the laboratory thermometer. Near the clinical thermometer, near the bulb, there will be structure like bulb, king. It will be like this. This structure will be there. Like there will be, if it is scale, and there will be in clinical. This will be scale. In the near bulb, there will be structure will be there like this. And this structure is nothing but the king. Now, what is the purpose of king in clinical thermometer? It is not using here in the laboratory thermometer. King prevents the. What is the purpose and what is the use of king? King prevents the fall of the. King prevents the fall of the mercury level. Mercury level in clinical thermometer. It prevents the fall of the mercury level in clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer, it prevents the fall of the mercury level in the clinical thermometer. But in case of laboratory thermometer, there will be no king present. For that reason, there will be fall of the mercury level in the laboratory thermometer. For that reason, before using the clinical thermometer, we have to jerk it many times so that it should fall. When you put in our mouth again, it starts to show the reading. Right? I hope this understand. King is nothing but it prevents the fall of the level in the mercury in the clinical thermometer. It is the major difference. Now what we have to do? We have to do an activity. Same activity we discuss now. We have to do activity. We have to take different items or we have to take water, we have to increase the temperature, we have to give heat, and we have to record the temperature of the water at various points. Now by days, right? By days, what we have to do? We have to calculate. We have to calculate the boiling point of the water. At what point the water starts boil? At what point the temperature of water doesn't going to change? By this activity we have to find out. This will be your homework. You have to do this activity by either doing activity using the laboratory thermometer. We can do it by using the net source. You have to do this homework. Using the laboratory thermometer, we have to check the temperature of the water. That is nothing but the boiling temperature or boiling point of the water. We have to check it. This will be the homework. In the next class, we are going to discuss further about the digital thermometer, and at last we are going to see about the temperature or heat transfer. Thank you.